They always said family was supposed to be forever, but for Daniel Ward, forever ended the day they told him he wasn't really one of them. Crackle of fireplace, muffled arguing. Daniel was 12 when they kicked him out. The Wards, his adoptive parents, had taken him in when he was 6, from a county shelter outside Baton Rouge. They told him he was special, that he'd been chosen. But by the time he turned 12, that love had turned into resentment. Mr. Ward had lost his job. Mrs. Ward blamed Daniel for every argument that followed. And when their biological son, Ethan, was born, everything changed. The toys Daniel once played with were boxed up and given away. His room was moved to the basement. And one night, after a shattered vase and a screaming match that wasn't his fault, they sent him away. Wind. Footsteps on gravel. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and tell me in the comments section where you are watching from. Now let's begin. Daniel left that night carrying nothing but a torn duffel bag and a photograph of the only home he'd ever known. They told him the orphanage would take him back. But when he got there, the doors were locked. The place had shut down a year earlier. So he walked, slept behind gas stations, begged for change outside diners. And on one cold morning, when he nearly collapsed from hunger, a man named Mr. Ellison found him behind a grocery store dumpster. Mr. Ellison didn't ask where he came from. He just said, "If you want a way out, you're gonna have to build it yourself." Mr. Ellison ran a small mechanic shop on the edge of town. He taught Daniel how to fix engines, how to listen to the rhythm of a motor like it was music. He told him that everything broken could be rebuilt, it just took time and patience. Daniel worked every day, every night, saving every dollar he earned. By 17, he was running the shop alone. By 21, he was running 3 of them. But that wasn't enough. Not yet. Because no matter how far he went, Daniel couldn't shake one thing that night on Pine Hollow Road. The look in Mrs. Ward's eyes when she told him he didn't belong. The sound of the door locking behind him. Gentle piano. Rain outside a luxury car window. Now, Daniel Ward wasn't a scared kid anymore. He was a millionaire, the owner of a nationwide chain of repair centers, known for their honesty and precision. And tonight, he was driving back to Pine Hollow Road. The old Ward house looked smaller than he remembered. Paint peeling, grass overgrown. A faded for sale sign leaned crooked in the yard. He parked across the street, watched the windows glow from inside. Someone still lived there. Door creaks open. Mrs. Ward opened the door. Her face was older, sharper, but the eyes, those same cold, assessing eyes, hadn't changed. She didn't recognize him. Not at first. "Can I help you?" she asked. Daniel smiled politely. "Maybe. I'm interested in buying this property." She frowned, stepping closer. "You don't want this place. It's falling apart." He nodded. "Sometimes the broken ones are worth saving." That line, it made her pause. Her eyes narrowed. "Wait, Daniel." He didn't answer. Not yet. Floorboards creak. Clock ticking faintly. The house smelled of mildew and regret. Pictures on the wall showed Ethan, grown now, smiling in graduation robes, arm around a girl. No photo of Daniel anywhere. Mrs. Ward sat across from him, trembling slightly. "We heard you disappeared," she said softly. After that night." "You mean after you threw me out?" She flinched. "We did what we thought was right. You were different. There were problems." Daniel's jaw tightened. "I was 12. The silence hung heavy between them. He set an envelope on the table. Inside, documents, property titles, and photographs. "I bought the neighborhood," he said quietly. "Every house. Even this one." She stared, speechless. "Why?" Daniel leaned forward. "Because sometimes justice doesn't come from hate. It comes from memory." He stood to leave, but then she whispered something that froze him in place. "It wasn't my idea to send you away." He turned slowly. "What?" Mrs. Ward's eyes glistened. "It was your father. He said you knew something. About his job. About that money missing from the company account. He said you couldn't be trusted." Daniel's heartbeat slowed. "He told me he lost that job." She shook her head. "No, Daniel. He stole from them. Hundreds of thousands. You must have seen something, a ledger, a letter, I don't know. But he said you asked questions. That's when everything changed." Clock ticking louder. Daniel remembered the night before he was kicked out. Mr. Ward's office door slightly open. A drawer filled with envelopes of cash. And that old camera on the desk blinking red. He thought it was nothing back then. But maybe it wasn't. "Where is he now?" Daniel asked. Mrs. Ward hesitated. "He's gone. Left 10 years ago. Took money from Ethan too." We haven't seen him since. Daniel's face darkened. He's not gone, he said softly. Men like that don't disappear. They hide. Car engine starts. Rain intensifies. Daniel drove into the night, the envelope heavy in his jacket pocket. Old memories swirling with new truths. He pulled over at a gas station, his hands shaking. From the glove compartment, he took out the only photo he'd kept of the Ward family, smiling in front of the house. He turned it over. On the back, written faintly in ink, "If anything happens, the key is in the camera." Dad, his real father, the one who died in that car crash years before Daniel was adopted. He felt the blood drain from his face. The camera, the one Mr. Ward used to keep locked in his office drawer. Thunder rolls. Door creaks open again. Daniel returned to the Ward house just after midnight. The lights were still on. Mrs. Ward was gone, but the office door, the one at the end of the hall, was open. He stepped inside. Dust, silence, and on the desk, like it had never been moved, sat the camera. Its red light blinked once, then twice. He pressed play. Low static, muffled voices. The screen flickered. There was Mr. Ward, younger, angry, pacing the office. And then, in the background, a boy. "Daniel, he saw me," Mr. Ward hissed into the camera. The kid saw everything. A crash. The camera tilted. And then another voice, faint, panicked, whispering, "Just get rid of him." Daniel froze. That voice wasn't Mr. Ward's. It was Mrs. Ward. Static grows louder. Daniel's breathing fast. The recording cut to black, then flashed one more frame. A timestamp and a location. Safe deposit box number 217, Baton Rouge, First Bank. Daniel stepped back, heart pounding. Somewhere inside that box was proof. Proof of who destroyed his childhood. Proof of what they'd done. He looked out the rain-streaked window and saw a pair of headlights pull into the driveway. A car. Black. Engine idling. Someone was watching him. He thought the past was buried. But some graves don't stay closed. Next time he'll open the box, and the truth will finally come out. They say some ghosts don't haunt houses, they haunt memories. And tonight, Daniel Ward was driving straight into one. The black car that had stopped outside the old Ward house followed him for nearly a mile before turning off. Or so he thought. Daniel's pulse slowed only when he reached the highway. Wipers cutting through the storm, the camera still clutched in his lap. The last thing it showed replayed in his mind. Safe deposit box number 217, Baton Rouge, First Bank. He didn't know what waited inside that box, but he knew who it belonged to, Mr. Ward. And if that camera footage was real, it wasn't just abandonment anymore. It was conspiracy. Birds faintly chirping. Neon open sign hums. By morning, the storm had passed. Daniel parked outside Baton Rouge, First Bank. The building looked unchanged, quiet, sterile, the kind of place secrets never die, they just collect interest. He walked in with a calm confidence money can buy. The teller, a middle-aged man with a forced smile, asked for ID. "Daniel Ward, I'm here to access a safe deposit box. It was my late father's number 217. The man typed for a moment, then frowned. "Box 217 is sealed. Under court order." Daniel's stomach dropped. Since when? 15 years ago. The exact year he was kicked out. Daniel slid the old camera across the counter, unscrewed the battery compartment, and there, taped inside, was a tiny brass key. "What if I already have authorization?" he said quietly. The teller's face paled when Daniel placed the key down. Moments later, a manager escorted him to the vault. Metallic clink, slow creak of a vault door opening. The air was cold. The walls, lined with silent silver boxes. Box 217 waited at the far end. He inserted the key. It fit perfectly. Inside the box lay a small manila folder, and beneath it a cassette tape, labeled in faded ink. WP Confession, June 9th. WP, William P. Ward. Daniel slipped the tape into his jacket, then opened the folder. Documents. Financial records. A letterhead from Barton Energy Holdings. And a ledger full of names, government officials, payouts, bank transfers to offshore accounts. His eyes widened. It wasn't theft. It was embezzlement, millions in corporate bribes. And on the final page, a signature. William Ward. And below it, another name, scrawled faintly in pen. Ethan Ward. Cassette player clicks. Static fades in. If anyone finds this, they'll know the truth. It wasn't just me. They were all in on it. Barton, Mitchell, even. A loud knock interrupts the recording. A door slams. Then Mrs. Ward's voice cuts through, panicked and furious. You said the boy wouldn't talk. You promised me. He saw the files. Then make him forget. A struggle. Glass shatters. Then silence. The tape ends. Daniel sat frozen. His mother, the woman who adopted him, wasn't a victim of his father's crimes. She was part of them. He thought back to that night, the way she trembled when he asked about his father. The way she'd said, "It wasn't my idea, but maybe it was." He checked the folder again. Inside, one more envelope sealed, marked, "To be delivered, Ethan Ward." Rain starts again. City ambience. Ethan lived in Baton Rouge now, running a real estate firm downtown. Daniel tracked him down easily. Success left digital footprints everywhere. He waited outside the building until Ethan stepped out, talking into his phone. Same jawline, same smug expression. The perfect son. Daniel approached slowly. "Ethan." The younger man turned, confused. "Do I know you?" Daniel smiled faintly. "You used to." He handed him the envelope. Ethan frowned, tore it open, and froze. Inside were copies of the Barton Energy ledgers, the bribe documents, and the confession letter. "Where did you get this?" Ethan hissed. "From your father. The man you helped disappear." The threat. Car engine idling nearby. Ethan's face shifted from confusion to something colder. "You shouldn't have come back, Daniel." Daniel took a step closer. "You should have told the truth." "Truth?" Ethan sneered. "You think any of this was about you? You were a pawn. You were supposed to take the fall when Dad ran. Mom made sure of it." Daniel's jaw clenched. "You're lying." "Am I?" "Ask yourself why the police never looked for you after you ran away. Who do you think filed the report?" "Nobody." The sound of a car door slammed behind them. A black sedan. Two men stepped out, suits, expressionless. Corporate operatives. The escape. Daniel backed away. "Who are they?" Ethan smirked. "The cleanup crew." He turned toward his car. "You should have stayed gone, brother." Daniel ran. Down the street. Through an alley, footsteps echoing behind him. He ducked behind dumpsters, clutching the cassette tape. The men's voices grew closer. "He has the evidence. Get it." He darted into a back door, a stairwell leading to the roof. Footsteps. Heavy breathing. Distant sirens. The rain fell harder now. He reached the roof's edge, staring down at the city lights below. Nowhere to go. The door burst open. The two men stepped out. "Hand it over, Mr. Ward." Daniel raised the tape. "You'll have to take it." He threw it into the night. It landed somewhere below, clattering onto a balcony. The men lunged forward. A single gunshot. Asterisk asterisk. Aftermath. Police sirens. Voices muffled. Hours later, the rooftop was cordoned off with yellow tape. Daniel's car was gone. No body was found. But on the balcony 2 floors below, a janitor sweeping debris found something small, and what, a cassette tape. Cracked but still intact. He turned it over and saw the label, WP Confession. The news. TV static, anchor voice faintly echoing. Breaking news this morning: Baton Rouge businessman Ethan Ward has been found dead in his downtown office. Sources report signs of forced entry and missing financial documents. Police are investigating. A shadowed figure turned off the television. In front of him, the cracked cassette sat on the table. He slid it into a player. The same voice crackled through. "If anyone finds this, they'll know the truth." The man smiled faintly, pulled out a phone, dialed a number. "It's done," he said. "But there's something you should know: he's still alive." Footsteps in the rain, wind howling through trees. Somewhere outside Baton Rouge, a man walked down a dirt road, soaked, limping, coat torn, blood on his sleeve. He reached a payphone, dropped in a coin, and dialed a number written on his arm. A familiar voice answered. "Mr. Ward, we've been expecting your call." The camera panned to reveal a black SUV idling nearby, the same one from Pine Hollow Road. The window rolled down. Inside, a woman's face, older now, eyes cold, expression unreadable. "Mrs. Ward, welcome home, Daniel," she said softly. "We still have unfinished business." He thought the truth would set him free. But sometimes, the truth just digs a deeper grave. The story continues in the next video.